Be the New You, Part 3, Walk the Talk. Hello and welcome to Part 3 of this 6-part e-course, The New You, Strategies and Recipes for a Complete Makeover. Hi, I'm Selina Stone, a Master Life Coach and Casting Director, here to guide you through this series. You can download a copy of this course at selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. Now, let's have a quick recap of what we did last week. So far, you've had a look at what success means to you, and you've written out what you want to be remembered for when you are long gone. You should also have a list of goals and the compelling reasons why you want to achieve them. Take out the list of goals and reread the reasons. Do you feel energised and motivated enough to give your heart and soul to achieve them? If you don't, you either need to write down better reasons or scrap the goal altogether. You will only achieve a goal when it becomes an absolute must for you to do so. It's the reasons behind achieving the goals and not the goals itself that will get you to take action. Here are some examples of goals that you might include for yourself, i.e. losing weight, running your own business, gaining a better job or promotion, owning a new car, being more assertive, having more time with your family and children. Once again, these are just a few more reasons. You may want to earn more money, learn to swim, etc. There's hundreds of things that you could want to be doing. To summarise, we can define goal setting and achieving as: select goals that drive your very existence. Develop specific and detailed action plans for each of your goals as to how you will go about achieving them. Assign a deadline to each of your goals, as every small step that you intend to take to reach your goal has to have a precise time frame in order to make it work. You must also have a reason why you want the goal, or you wouldn't have the goal in the first place. Let me give you an analogy here. Say, compare goal setting with a long distance car journey. Ignorance in context with your destination and the lack of a map could take you somewhere you did not intend to be in the first place. You getting my drift? Your approach to a long distance car journey would obviously start with a clear idea of your destination, along with a map and a time frame within which to reach your destination. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Goal setting professes the same approach, only the car is you and the journey is your life. Most of us wouldn't tread on even a short journey with some idea of where we are headed, and still most of us set forth on the long journey called life with no sense of direction at all. A lack of direction might give way to that initial flurry of adrenaline, with the kicks of exploring new places and meeting interesting people, but you can't be sure where you end, which is not a very compelling thought. Those of us who tread the mighty path with a clear sense of destination and direction travel as the Romans did in straight lines and with great efficiency. Most of us have careers to think of, futures to secure, people to provide for, and 1,000 other things to do. We ought to have a clear sense of direction, or else we end up in a mumbo-jumbo of responsibilities without a vent to fulfil them. We need maps. In fact, we need a well-turned-out itinerary, and to achieve this, we need to set goals. And mind you, no wishy-washy goals. Vague, ambitious goals are worse than having no goals at all. Stay clear of generalisation. If you were to ask anyone on the street to define what their goals in life were, you would invariably get responses such as, I want to be rich, I want to be happy, or I want to be famous. Don't mistake these for goals. These are mere generalisations which wouldn't do you much good. So Generalisations can be desired by one and all, but the real deal lies when you set out a specific goal for yourself with clear deadlines and a plan of action. After having identified your goal and explored the reasons for why it matters to you as much as it does, the next obvious step is to define it in great detail to get the required focus and motivation to get it done. If, for example, one of your goals is to buy a new car, you must define the exact model, the colour, the interior, the price and so on. Make sure that you can get this picture clearly in your mind and try and get away from those generalisations. Consider another one of our analogies. One probably all of us can quite relate to. Go about setting your goal as you would read a love letter. Everything counts in a love letter. You read it all, between, above, below the lines and sometimes in the margins as well. You notice everything, the heart-shaped dot on the I, and they comprehend what could the particular stamp mean. You'd even turn the pages hoping to find something on the other side. You'd smell the envelope for the hint of fragrance and go over different connotations of the salutation. Every detail matters. And that's exactly the approach you need to take while setting up your goals. Do not generalise, know exactly what you want. Be specific and be precise. Let's say you want to buy that car. Picture what the car looks like. Remember, specifics and precise. An example. Goal. To buy a new car. Model. BMW 3 Series Sports Convertible. Colour. Metallic blue. Interior. Beige leather. Price. £25,450. Extras. Air conditioning. CD player. Electric windows. Let's go deeper with this visual. Remember to write it all down on your wish list. What colour are the seats? What is a number plate? What make is the CD player? Has it got electric windows, heated seats, a sunroof? These are all things to think about. Is the sunroof electric? We want to get really, really specific. Has it got alloy wheels? This is how we're going to go about to achieve your goal. It's the planning and action. When you've laid down what you want to achieve in detail, the next step is to actually plan and map out exactly how you are going to achieve it. Remember, any goal can be achieved, but first, it is a lot easier if it's broken down into a series of sub-goals. Each smaller goal will lead you one day, 1 week, 1 month at a time to your larger goal. Work your way towards your ultimate goals by working your way through the small sub-goals. Make sure you have deadlines for your short-term goals too. A quick note, if your goals address making a change of habit, researchers have found that it takes about 21 days to change a habit. So you might want to keep this in mind while formulating your plan. Also remember that a great deal of positive reinforcement goes into changing of a habit. Let's take an example here. Goal: to lose some weight. If you wanted to lose some weight, we would have to make this goal specific. So the goal would look like this: to lose 12 pounds in 8 weeks. The next stage would be break down the large goal into sub-goals. You could set yourself sub-goals of losing 1.5 pounds per week for the next 8 weeks. So we want you to write down a table and post it on your wall where it is visible. Suppose that you weigh 12 stone now and you want to lose the 12 pounds. Your chart would look something like this. Goal: to lose some weight. Specifics: 12 pounds in 8 weeks. Weigh in at the specific day, 12th of February, 12 stone. Target weight as a specific date, 11 stone, 2 pounds. Then you would make a chart so we could see our progress each week. Please view your worksheet if you've downloaded this course to see an example. In addition to charting your weight, you would need to devise an exercise plan and a healthy diet to help you achieve your goal. Brainstorm all of the actions that you need to do in order to achieve this goal and chunk them into activities of a similar nature. For example, exercise. Which exercises? How often? Do I need a new kit and how much? Diet. What food and how often? How many calories? And what's your shopping list going to look like? If you're going to the gym, what type of gym, locations, prices, clients? Being more specific, like putting down what days you'll be able to exercise and which specific exercise routine you plan to follow, and also the time frame, as in how many days a week would you go, and so on. Such specific information will give you clarity of thought and the much required push. Besides, as you cross each hurdle, one day at a time, you feel like something substantial is happening and that you're getting somewhere near your goal. Getting back to the example, create a table similar to the one in the worksheet for your sub-goals to include your exercise routine and diet, and stick to it. The method used to illustrate the weight loss example is sometimes referred as stair-stepping or chunking, which means taking a big goal and breaking it down into smaller components. We'd like to compare the stair-stepping method with eating a pizza. Consider this. If you tried to eat an entire pizza in one mouthful, you would choke. But by cutting it into smaller, bite-sized pieces, it turns out to be tastier and digestible. Someone once said, "Success by the inch is a cinch, by the yard it's hard." Break your goals down and they will become a lot easier for you to achieve. By going about it this way, you end up enjoying many small successes in the course of pursuing your final goal, boosting your confidence levels in the process. Besides, if you concentrate on your sub-goals, your main goal will take care of itself. Get the timing right. It is said, much of the stress that people feel doesn't come from having too much to do. It comes from not finishing what they started. One of the most crucial factors that would assist you to reach your goal is setting yourself deadlines to have each sub-major goal achieved. An achiever does not have the word procrastination in his or her vocabulary. When we talk about goals, you could put things off by never choosing to do anything. You could also put things off by choosing to do something, but then you never start it. Then you could put things off by starting something, but then you don't continue it. And then you could continue something, but then you don't finish it. Procrastination is a self-destructive state of mind where the person starts dishonouring the deadlines fixed and starts justifying it with excuses. Procrastination is addictive and quite easy to fall prey to. People tend to start with putting things off until tomorrow, then next week, until it turns into another tomorrow or another week. Break down your goals. Allot time and formulate deadlines. We call it the timetable to success. Make sure your goals are not just achievable, but realistic too. A goal of passing a driving test after only 2 lessons is not quite feasible. However, the same goal after completing 20 lessons sounds more attainable and realistic. The goal shouldn't exceed your ability, but on the other hand, it should exploit it to the fullest. This will differentiate between your true potential and performance. Do not procrastinate. Procrastination can be fatal for your ulterior motive. It can have a snowball effect on your goals. One failure to meet a deadline can instigate procrastination and can snowball into delaying all your further goals. It is vital that you don't do something tomorrow what you really could have done today. At every stage of your goal, you must set yourself time limits and deadlines so you don't put things off until tomorrow. You may delay, but time will not. Procrastination can have some underlying reasons. It could mean there's uncertainty in your priorities, goals and objectives. Don't get tangled up in the procrastination web. Motivate yourself by dwelling on your successes, not your failures. Success breeds success. Establishing modest, realistic goals will ensure that they are attained in time. This in turn builds up your confidence and helps you attain further goals. Also, by setting goals, ones that are measurable and realistic to achieve, it's easier to make corrections to them should you go off target. If any of you are managers, would-be managers, or have people working for you, please bear this in mind. If you set unattainable or make unrealistic demands on your workforce, you will only do more harm to their motivation, self-esteem and their confidence, resulting in reduced productivity levels. The same will happen to you as well if you ask too much of yourself. You don't want to end up giving in after putting in all that effort. The most successful people in the world and the best managers are those who value their human capital. They identify their own abilities and potential and also that of their employees. They then set up goals and targets in sync with their collective potential and aim at optimally utilising them. However, they make sure that they exceed their abilities in a way that it enhances and adds value rather than burning them out. There is a fine dividing line between goals that are too easy to achieve and goals that are probably out of your reach. You can only ascertain which ones are which by using your common sense, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, knowing your potential to develop and learn also by trial and error. Goals can be and should be specified for particular areas of your life. Your career, your finances, your possessions, your ambitions, etc. For every area of your life, you should set yourself goals in order for you to achieve more rewarding, fulfilling and successful outcomes. Here are some effective techniques and tips that would help you attain your goals successfully. As the saying goes on, an oral agreement isn't worth the paper it is written on. Writing down your goal formalises it and it makes a commitment to yourself. An oral goal is no good and it doesn't have that required effect on your psyche. Here's how it works. Setting goals, an example. What is the goal? Let's say it's to lose 10 pounds in weight. Why? Why do you want to lose 10 pounds in weight? It will boost my confidence, enhance my self-esteem and will make me more attractive. How? How can losing weight do all that? How can you lose that? Exercise, diet, allocating time, gym or home. Chunking. Finding a gym to go to, the exercise routines, the kit, the frequency. Can do it by nutrition, time management and organisation. And we'll put it into our sub-goals. Lose £2 per month. That's how I can do it. Just £2 per month. I'll buy one new item of clothing each month. I'll visit the gym 4 times per week. I'll increase the distance or resistance each time. And the timelines. Timelines are very important. Your major goal attained would be within 5 months of specified date. And you would have lost this amount of weight in 2 months, and specify the date. Let's review. What's going well? What are the results? Do I need to adjust? Make sure that you write everything down. Don't just commit it to memory. This gives the goal a sort of seriousness and gets you down to action immediately. If you haven't already started to formulate your goals, follow the exercises on the next couple of pages for some sense of direction. Once again, you would need to download this from www.selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. We would like for you to brainstorm and list all of the things that you would need to accommodate your goals. Remember that brainstorming is all about getting all the ideas together in the first place. You can play Mr. and Mrs. Pragmatic later and figure out how direly you need the thing or not. This gives you quite some options and some food for thought. So you could start with questions like, what will you need? Are you experienced enough? Who can help? What will you have to do? Is there a cost? Do you need any equipment? Do you require any capital? Now, chunk and segregate all of these requirements into 3 or 4 core areas, and then you can classify them as sub-goals and allocate a time frame to each of them. Besides revving up your confidence levels, you'll notice how you have grown in the process. You will see how you have outgrown your shallowness and superficialities, and how you can actually manage to see things beyond your restricted point of views. All the revelations that came upon will definitely broaden your horizons, making you a more receptive and enthused being and putting you off in the right frame of mind to achieve greater feats. So, what are you waiting for? Go for it! Well, that's all we have time for today. Remember to tune into part 4 as soon as you've filled in the questions that have been asked of you to do today. And remember, at any time you wish to download this course, then please go to www.selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. As always, until next time, be lucky.